use to sit and wonder why, babe. Even you don't know by now. And it ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe. It'll never do somehow. When your rooster crows at the break of dawn, look out your window and I'll be gone. You're the reason I'm traveling on. Don't think twice, it's alright. And it ain't no use in turning on your light, babe. That light I never knowed. And it ain't no use in turning on your light, babe. I'm on the dark side of the road. But I wish there was something you would do or say to try and make me change my mind and stay. We never did too much talking anyway. Don't think twice, it's alright. And it ain't no use in calling out my name, gal, like you never did before. And it ain't no use in calling out my name, gal, 'cause I can't hear you anymore. I'm a-thinking and a-wondering, walking down the road. I once loved a woman, a child, I'm told. I gave her my heart, but she wanted my soul. Don't think twice, it's alright. So long, honey, babe, where I'm bound, I can't tell. But goodbye's too good a word, babe. So I'll just say fare thee well. I ain't saying you treated me unkind. You could have done better, but I don't mind. You just kinda wasted my precious time. But don't think twice, it's alright.
Well, hello, folks. This is a classic Neil tune that Neil often, I think it's a good song for winding up shows. Although I know Rob has his own winding up song that he plays, but it's one. If you don't guess this one, you probably should turn in your Canadian passport, because Neil sang it as the closing song of the closing ceremonies of the 2010 Olympic Games, when the Winter Games, when they're in Vancouver. So I think you'll know it. So let's kick it off. Kick it off there, ladies, will ya? weather, with trunks of memories still to come. We found things to do in stormy weather. Long may you run. Long may you run. Long may you run. Although these changes have come, with your chrome heart shining in the sun. Long may you run. It was back in Blind River in 1962 when I last saw you alive. But we missed that shift on the long decline. Long may you run. Long may you run. Long may you run. Although these changes have come, with your chrome heart shining in the sun. Long may you run. Maybe the Beach Boys have got you now, with those waves singing Caroline, sweet Caroline, rolling down that empty ocean road. Gotta get to the surf on time. Long may you run. Long may you run. Although these changes have come, with your chrome heart shining in the sun. Long may you run. Long may you run. Well, I just come down the Chippewa, had a station wagon and $100, thinking about the girl I'd lost the year before. Hadn't seen her for some time. I thought that I might go on by when your memory came flooding in and you closed that door. Wish I was a freight train, baby. Wish I was a diesel locomotive. I'd come whistling down your track and crashing in your door. Wish I was a freight train, baby. Wish I didn't have a heart and you need a shovel full of coal just to get me started. Wish I was a freight train, baby. Wish I was a freight train. Every time I hear your voice and I hear your jealous lies, I feel like I've been left abandoned on some old railway siding. And every time I hear your voice, my water just gets cold.
My stoker will not stoke, and my boiler will not boil. Wish I was a freight train, baby, wish I was a diesel locomotive. I'd come whistling down your track and crashing in your door. Wish I was a freight train, baby, wish I didn't have a heart and you need a shovel full of coal just to get me started. Wish I was a freight train, baby, wish I was a freight train. Time I fell behind and I could not get ahead, I wish someone would pull a lever and give me a little sand. And every time I slip behind even further back, I wish some switchman would come out of the fog and change my track. Wish I was a freight train, baby, wish I was a diesel locomotive. I'd come whistling down your track and crashing in your door. Wish I was a freight train, baby, wish I didn't have a heart and you need a shovel for the coal just to get me started. Wish I was a freight train, baby, wish I was a freight train. Wish I was a freight train, baby. We're doing some Fred Eaglesmith music tonight on Tuesday Live. It's and the highway's Callin. Kettle's on the boil, Lord, the night is almost gone. The fire is a-dying down and I'm trying to write this song. But time and time again, you know, my mind is called away by the highway screaming my name. And I think I might have heard the highway calling me in the night. Yes, I think I might have heard the highway calling me in the night. So don't you cry, sweet Mary, there's some things that a man has got to do. No, don't you cry, sweet Mary, there'll always be some things that make you blue. Don't think that I don't love you, the Lord above knows that I do. Just the highway has hung on to me, trapped me here like a fool. And I think I might have heard the highway calling me in the night. Yes, I think I might have heard the highway calling me in the night. In the night, have heard the highway calling me in the night. Yes, I think I might have heard the highway calling me in the night. In the night, in the night, in the night, in the night. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday Live, the Highway Callin, the Fred Eaglesmith special we're doing tonight. I've done a lot of Fred Eaglesmith tunes on the show. If you've been here for the previous 200 plus episodes we've done on Tuesday Live, we've done a lot of Fred Eaglesmith over the years. And shouldn't mute my guitar here? But we're doing all Fred Eaglesmith tonight. Nothing but Fred. So it's looking forward to that. Fred's been, I've known Fred for a long time. I was thinking, I see David Ward in the audience tonight, and I have to thank David Ward for introducing me to Fred Eaglesmith. Many, many moons ago, David and I were co-workers, and David said, hey, there's this guy coming to St. Jacobs. I've heard about him. I think probably heard through his brother Marshall, I think, that he's, he's kind of an interesting artist. You might want to check him out. So we got tickets and went and saw Fred Eaglesmith playing in the old Schoolhouse Theater in St. Jacobs. If you're familiar with the old schoolhouse, basically that's what it is. It's an old one-room schoolhouse building right in St. Jacobs, and Fred was in there with Ralph Skipper, his former bass player, and Willie P. Bennett on mandolin. Fred was playing a Guild acoustic four-string bass, and Fred was on guitar, and no amplification. It was strictly a unplugged concert, and Fred was a little concerned about it, but it was actually quite an awesome concert because everybody stayed quiet, and it was great to hear Fred. And he was just an amazing songwriter for as a guy growing up in Ontario. And you see this other guy, Fred's not that different in age from me, seeing him get up there and play all his own songs and really committing to it, and it sort of inspired me a bit to be more of a songwriter. And it was a lot of fun at that concert, and I've seen him a lot of times since. And in fact, we do have a little clip I went through the deep in the archives and found a clip from quite a few years ago. We're going to have to try to date it, but we have a couple of ways we can date it, but I'm going to show that a little later in the show. But I see some folks checking in tonight, which is great, and I've got a new feature here. I'm not sure it's going to work or not. It's supposedly I've tuned my pedal so that I can go to the comments with a press of my foot pedal, which I've been doing recently, trying to avoid the leaning forward into my computer, which is down on a desk in front of me here. This is all, I'm revealing all the secrets, the magic of Tuesday Live here, but I should be able to go to the comments here. There we go. Dwight and Kathy's signing in. Good evening, all. But I think it just takes me to the last comment. Well, that's I can just show Dwight and Kathy's, so that's not going to work for me. I guess I have to go down here and pull it. There's David Ward signing in from Norris Point, Newfoundland. Hello to David Ward, Norris Point, Newfoundland. My sister's actually heading to Newfoundland this week sometime, so not sure she's going to be in Norris Point. Probably be close by, but a beautiful part of the world. Thanks for tuning in tonight, David, and introducing me to Fred Eaglesmith. And Stan McRae from the Seaway Valley. Here's another guy I know has seen Fred Eaglesmith perform previously as well. And Chris in hot and steamy St. Mary's. Nice to see you here tonight, Chris, as well. And our good friend Catherine from Eastern Ontario is here as well. Catherine, thanks for checking in. And I think that's everybody who's checked in so far. So if you haven't checked in, you want to say hello, we certainly welcome. Always great to see folks check in. And but we're doing all Fred Eaglesmith music tonight. Well, not all Fred Eaglesmith music. Well, all Fred Eaglesmith music tonight, but we also have Stan McRae's pictures. Stan's here with us, and Stan always shares, if you're familiar with the show, every week some awesome images, and he has a equally awesome set tonight. But we have all Fred Eaglesmith tunes, and I've got all the Tuesday Live crew doing some tunes, and we've dug a little bit into the archives, found some stuff as well that might be fun. But we better kick it off because we don't have a lot of time. The Fred Eaglesmith, he wrote songs, a lot of songs, and certainly encourage you, if you're not familiar with Fred Eaglesmith, to check him out. He's on most of the streaming services, I believe. And just an awesome songwriter, and he's been writing music for a long time and touring relentlessly. He's getting a little bit less frequent in his older years, but he certainly at one point in time was out 300 plus dates a year, which is unbelievable. Basically lived on the road for quite a few years. And you may have seen him. He plays Legions, plays all sorts of venues across the country and throughout the world, actually. But we've got some great tunes here tonight. I'd better not talk too much, or we're not going to be able to get to them all. So let's send it over to Willie and see what his favorite Fred Eaglesmith tune is. Hey, y'all. Willie here. Good to see you on this penultimate Tuesday live show. I love the music of Fred Eaglesmith. He wrote a lot of songs that, hit close to home. And, well, this one hits closer than most. Kind of reminds me of my days living back in North South Carolina. When I met her, she was a beauty queen who wanted something more. Now she's hanging out with me in front of the liquor store. And it won't start when I shut it off, so she has to get the beer. She puts it in the backseat and she quietly says to me, when exactly did we become white trash? And how come we got 7 dogs living in the grass? How come the only 8-track in our car is Johnny Cash? When exactly did we become white trash? When did we become white trash? She tells all our friends that I've got my PhD. Well, it stands for post-hole digger. It ain't exactly a degree. There's curtains on the windows and we hardly watch TV. And that double wide is triple wide. Oh, now that she's with me. When exactly did we become white trash? And how come we got 7 dogs and who burned down the grass? How come the only 8-track in our car is Johnny Cash? When exactly did we become white trash? Come on, ladies, sing along with me. When exactly did we become white trash? Come on, fellas, you sing too now. When exactly did we become white trash? Everybody. When exactly did we become white trash? When did we become white trash? Thank you, Willie. We can play. We often play on Tuesday Live. We like to play the Name That Tune. So if you want to play along, name that tune. I don't know how many folks we have out there want to engage in that, but that was White Trash, one of Fred's. I mean, we know who the performer is or the original artist is on all of these songs. But if you want to try to guess the titles, because some of them might be a little obscure if you're not a regular Fred listener. But some of these will be classics. And I tend to lean, I think it's a reference to my age. I tend to lean a little bit deeper in Fred's repertoire as opposed to some of his newer stuff. But we're going to try to cover a bit of the bases here tonight. Here's another one. Miles from Arkadelphia, right near the Texas border. Traffic was stopped at a railway crossing. I took it to the shoulder. Stoked the kettle, I put it to the metal. I shook the gravel loose. I missed a train, but I was happy with a glimpse of the caboose. 'Cause I like trains, I like fast trains, I like trains that call out through the rain. I like trains, I like sad trains, I like trains that whisper your name. I was born on a Greyhound bus. My mama was a diesel engine that tried to put me behind the wheel. Well, but I wouldn't let them. Should have seen the look in their eyes and how it turned to tears. Well, when I finally told them I wanna be an engineer. 'Cause I like trains, I like fast trains, I like trains that call out through the rain. I like trains, I like sad trains, I like trains that whisper your name. That I got someone new, but darling, that ain't true. 'Cause I could never love another woman besides you. Ain't some dewy-eyed darling, is gonna drive you insane. But anymore I'd be listening for the sound of a big old train. 'Cause I like trains, I like fast trains, I like trains that call out through the rain. I like trains, I like sad trains, I like trains that whisper, that whisper, that whisper your name. I like trains. I do like trains. Who doesn't like trains? Trains are awesome. But anyways, anyone, yes. Yes. Oh, yeah, let's. If you want to play Name That Tune, we don't have to tonight. Chris's favorite. I like trains. That's for sure. And Ron Perkins here tonight. Nice to see you here tonight, Ron. I'm actually going golfing with Ron tomorrow. That should be fun. Golfing, possibly in the rain, but hopefully not. It's some warm weather, and it's gonna be like a sauna out there. Some warm weather and possible rain, but that's okay. We don't mind rain. It's the electrical stuff we're a little frightened of at times. But anyways, we've got Rob Dylan here with his favorite Fred tune. So let's see what Rob's got for us. Take it away, Rob. You're ever out upon old Highway 19, down some old gravel road, lost in Oxford County. If you should meet a girl there with hair as gold as wheat, do me a favor then and say hello for me. If the men are in the fields with their backs to the sun, doing work that looks like it could never get done. Tell them my heart's with them all, and tell them that someday, if I ever come back, I'll be coming back to stay. Those old farmhouses rise out of the ground like monuments to the sky. The distant thunder and the rolling clouds make you think of days gone by. I once knew a girl there, she stole all my time. She lived in a great big house on the Oxford County line. Last night I sat around a fire with 10 other men, and I listened as they talked about what had happened to them. But when I told my story, well, they all just turned quiet. An owl flew, a whistle blew as we listened to the night. Someone cleared his throat, reached out and touched my arm. He said, "Boy, I'm an old man and I've heard 1,000 yarns, but none has touched my heart like the one you just told me. And if I were you, I'd head on back to Oxford County." Those old farmhouses rise out of the ground like monuments to the sky. The distant thunder and the rolling clouds make you think of days gone by. I once knew a girl there, she stole all my time. She lived in a great big house on the Oxford County line. There was a time when I believed that home was where you stood. And if you couldn't be there, memories were just as good. But the cracked and faded photographs I keep inside my pack remind me time and time again I've got to go back. Those old farmhouses rise out of the ground like monuments to the sky. The distant thunder and the rolling clouds make you think of days gone by. I once knew a girl there, she stole all my time. She lived in a great big house on the Oxford County line. I once knew a girl there, she stole all my time. She lived in a great big house on the Oxford County line.
Very nice, Rob. That was, as David pointed out, Oxford County
awesome song by Fred Eaglesmith, which we're doing all Fred Eaglesmith songs tonight. Thanks, Chris, for that awesome photo, too. And I saw some folks checking in. Saw Ron Desailly checking in from up north. Story about his tardiness. Train was running a little late. I guess Ron likes trains, too. And also saw Val checking in from the Seaway Valley. Thanks for you checking in tonight, Val. I've got a little clip that I found. I was digging through the Tuesday, actually pre-Tuesday Live archives, excuse me, through the family archives, and found a little clip that was recorded. I didn't record it. There's another gentleman there who we were at a Fred show at the church, the old church theater in St. Jacobs. It's a toy store now, but it was a church at one time, and then it became a musical venue for a little bit of time, and I think Fred actually recorded his album Balin in that church, and I believe also this concert took place around that time, shortly around or at the time of the release of Balin. And a couple young gals, Fred, it's actually a shot of Fred, a clip of Fred playing a song, and with a little bit of his trademark banter, and a couple gals jump up on stage with him. One of them was my daughter, Sarah, who's she's a little older now, and another gal who I don't know her name, and I don't know her dad's name, and her dad actually took the video and gave me a copy of the video. And I apologize, I've tried to clean the sound up a bit, but it's a little rough. It was recorded, I think Balin came out in 2003, so it's 20 plus years old. So I hope you enjoy this little clip of live Fred.
Oh, Mighty Big Car, that's where we were. You're cute as a button. See Uncle Darrell over there, give me $1. Up there on the corner,
That was awesome. Mighty Big Car. Fred Eaglesmith from around 2003-ish, we think, the Balin Tour. That's a great album, too. I love that. It's kind of one of his more bluegrassy albums. Did a number of bluegrass songs, but we got to move the show along here, folks. That was an awesome memory, and we've got Stan McRae's pictures coming up now. So take it away, Stan, and I'll give you a little background accompaniment. I got the right key. Oh, I haven't got the right harmonica. I knew something was wrong there. I have to look down. I looked down on my table and I saw I think that's the harmonica I'm supposed to be playing. Here's better. Take it away, Stan. He's a good dog. I've had him for years. He used to get up when I walked by, now just lifts his ears. And he thumps his tail on the floor. When I talk to him, when I talk too long, he just ignores me and goes to sleep again. He's a good dog. I got him as a pup, tried to teach him all the tricks, then I just gave up. 'Cause he never acted very bright, though his eyes, they've got this glow, and he thinks he actually knows some things that actually I don't. And he never barks at strangers, and he never barks at cars, and he howls at the coyotes when they're howling at the stars. And he scratches at the back door till someone lets him in. Then he scratches at the other side 'cause he wants back out again. He's a good dog, but one of these days I'm gonna have to drive him into town and
and have 'em put away. 'Cause he don't hear that good no more, and he can hardly walk. But until then, I'll look at him and I'll say, he's a good dog. Whoops. Bang my mic stand. That was actually a Kathy King request. I put out a call for requests, and I did Fred songs people wanted to hear, and that was one. He's a good dog. Awesome song by Fred for great dog love song, I guess you'd call that one. And we're moving right along here. We've got Robbie O'Spoon from up there in Dublin, Ontario. I don't know what he's up to today, but he's going to do a Fred song for us. And I'll be curious just to see what Fred song that Robbie picks. So take it away, Robbie.
Well, hello everybody out there in internet lands. Robbie O'Spoon here. Good to see you on this, second to last show. And I think I'm heading back to the old country, back home at the end of this season. So I'm not sure how that'll go, but we'll see, I guess. And Rob says he's doing this Fred Eaglesmith guy. I've never really heard much about him. I guess he did some songs somewhere around here, somewhere about. But I listened to it anyways. I don't know if he's related. Maybe I knew some Eaglesmiths out by Kilkenny way. Don't know if he knows those Eaglesmiths or not. But anyways, I listened to a few of his songs, and I found this one here. I thought it might kind of reminded me of this girl I met from overseas, Forth Way. She kind of reminds me of this song a bit. So I'll give it a shot here anyways. I hope you like it. You're spooking the horses. They're wild and they're scared. With that bright colored makeup and those clothes that you wear. And I seen you dancing last night 'neath the trees. You're spooking the horses, and you're scaring me. Where the road meets the highway, those bright city lights must have shone through your windshield and got in your eye. And I guess you thought that they'd set you free, but you're spooking the horses, and you're scaring me. You're not wearing your hair tied back anymore, and you're wearing dresses like you never before, and you're driving faster than I've ever seen. You're spooking the horses, and you're scaring me. I can hear the gears grinding where you make the turn, and up on the skyline those headlights just burn, and the horses go running, and my heart just screams, you're spooking the horses, and you're scaring me. You're spooking the horses, and you're scaring me. Well, thank you, Robbie O'Spoon. A little Spookin' the Horses by Robbie O'Spoon. And I forgot to, I wanted to drop some comments in. Stan's awesome pictures, always amazing pictures. I was, the kestrel with the mouse. Sad for the mouse, I guess, but good for the kestrel family. They're being fed, and awesome. And that was nice. Stan's sort of inspired me. Stan's pictures of those beautiful German shepherds that he takes pictures of. I pulled some of the dogs from my life, and actually I think there might have been a dog from my mom's life there. I think there was one dog that was my mom's dog when she was a child, which long gone, but fondly remembered. But anyways. Oh, Chris actually knew a woman from Seaforth. I wonder if it's the same woman that Robbie ran into that inspired him to play that song. Well, the lights go up and the curtain goes down. It's like an old romance without any sound. You don't get the story, but the heartache still comes through. And right or wrong, it never seems up, it seems. Just taken for granted with the girl of your dreams. And I guess I was taken for granted too. Spent my last $6 on a bottle of whiskey. Drove out past your place, but that was just wishful thinking. You were there, but you had somebody new. And I sat and I watched the sunset on the hill. Ain't it funny how you're sure the time's standing still? Well, the world keeps moving around and around on you. And you must have heard the sound of the truck, 'cause the lights went back down and I saw you get up. But I drove away. Tell me, what else could I do? Wish we all had a tiny compartment, a little black box where we could put our heartaches. 'Cause I'd lock mine in and I'd give the key to you. Spent my last $6 on a bottle of whiskey. Drove out past your place, but that was just wishful thinking. You were there, but you had somebody new. And I sat and I watched the sunset on the hill. Ain't it funny how you're sure the time's standing still? Well, the world keeps moving around and around on you. $6 on a bottle of whiskey. Drove out past your place, but that was just wishful thinking. You were there,
but you had somebody new. And I sat and I watched the sunset on the hill. Ain't it funny how you're sure the time standing still while the world keeps moving around and around on you. And the lights go up and the curtains go down. It's like an old romance without any sound. You don't get the story, but the heartache still comes through. It's called My Last $6, a great Fred Eaglesmith tune. Quite enjoy that. Yes, you're right. Chris is guessing the names of the dogs. That was Jason was there. Certainly that was my old golden retriever, a beauty of a dog, and had him for a long time. And Spook was the little black pup that was with Jason. And then there was Seaton. And then there was Billy, the little white terrier from Collingwood. I spent about a month with Billy last winter. I had a great time looking after Billy. He's a fun little dog. A little crazy little dog, but fun at the same time. Enjoyed. Every dog has their own little personality, don't they? But anyways, we're getting up to the top of the hour, so we're going to start winding things up here. And Sheba, that was the name of that one dog, was it? Sheba, nice. And what else we got there? Anything else? I think that's about it. But anyways, we're gonna next week. We have it's the last show of the season, so. Hopefully, I know folks are starting to want to get out, do things in the summer evenings as we approach summer. Comes, I guess, this Friday, Saturday, I guess, the first day of summer. And speaking of Friday, Saturday I'm playing the Kitchener Neighbors Day at 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock. 1 o'clock on Hazel Glen Drive, which is over towards Westmount Golf Club, up in that area, and then the other one's down on East Avenue, which is by the Kitchener Auditorium. It's in the place I'm playing at has a little garage brewery, which I've never heard of before, a little garage brewery. I'm looking forward to checking that out, and I'm sure they'll have some products for perusal. But anyways, I'm playing an hour show at each one of those, so if you're in town, drop by. There's information in the email that went out this week, and as well as on our Facebook page, so check that out. But we're going to keep moving things along here. I know it's getting into the evening, folks. There's a hockey game coming up at 8 o'clock, too. Let's finish before that, because that's kind of an important hockey game for those who are hockey game type people. But let's kick it over to Neil Old and see what his favorite Fred song is. Take away, Neil. Maybe I should call her up, and even if she laughs at me, at least I would get to hear her voice. Maybe I could calm her down. She'd ask me to come around and pick her up and take her out someplace. I'm just dreaming. She said she's had enough of cowboy boots and a pickup trucks, enough of checkered shirts and dark blue eyes, going back to be a rich man's wife. And I'm just dreaming. I shoulda never took up with her. I shoulda never had a girl who didn't know hay from straw. But when I fell into her eyes, it was like I'd found paradise, and I'd finally figured out where heaven was. I'm just dreaming. She said she's had enough of cowboy boots and a pickup trucks,
enough of checkered shirts and dark blue eyes. Going back to be a rich man's wife. And I'm just dreaming. Every time there's dust out on the road, I look up and I hope that she's coming back to me. Even though I already know she's gone for good, she told me so. I always hope it just might be. I'm just dreaming. She said she's had enough of cowboy boots and a pickup trucks, enough of checkered shirts and dark blue eyes. Going back to be a rich man's wife. And I'm just dreaming. I'm just dreaming. And I'm just dreaming. That was awesome, Neil. Beautiful rendition of that song, I'm Just Dreaming. And we're going to wind it up, folks. I've got one little thing and clip at the end here we're going to share. But I want to thank you all for being here tonight, watching the show, commenting, and just being part of the show, just listening, whether you're doing it now, or I know lots of folks like my good friend Lou down in Eastern Ontario watches the show after the fact, and other folks as well. Thanks to Danny Lamontagne for that great background photo, that previous one. That was a Port Elgin sunset, beautiful sunsets on Lake Huron. We're fortunate when folks do share pictures, and I sometimes cherry pick them off people's, with their permission, of course. I've asked them previously, but I cherry pick them off their social media feed. But sometimes I miss a lot of things, and if you want to have a photo for a backdrop, please send it in. I'd be happy to share it. But we're winding up season 3, folks. It's season 3 finales next week. We're going to have some highlights from the terrific 3rd season of the show. A final set of images from Stan McRae for the season. Thanks, Stan, for your pictures tonight and the pictures that you provide to us every week. We certainly appreciate those. And as I mentioned, we have a couple live shows coming up. Kitchener Neighbors Day, June 21st at 1 and 4 p.m. Those are solo shows myself. I don't think I'll be bringing any of the guys with me, but they'll be there in spirit, the Tuesday Live cast. There's details in this week's Tuesday Live show email, and I saw that Kathy was planning to be at the one on East Avenue. So if you want to hang out, maybe a little Tuesday Live hangout there, that's the one where there's possibility of beer. So if you're going to pick one of the two, that might be the funner one, I guess. So it would be to come to that one. But anyways, thank you so much for being here, everybody, tonight. My things, there we go, that's better. I'm getting better with my feet here. It's taken me about 4 weeks getting back to using the pedals, and I'll use them for the live show, and then I'll be back to the regular type setup next week maybe. But next week we're going to do some highlights from previous shows and that sort of thing, and have a good time. But anyways, thanks to everybody who supports the show, whether you support the show financially through our patron program, which we really appreciate, helps keep things going here at Tuesday Live, or whether you're just here watching the show, you share it, you like it. Helps when you share it, that's for sure. And we appreciate everybody who watches the show, whether you watch it for a few seconds or you watch it for the entire hour program. We certainly appreciate that, and keeps us going from week to week. But anyways, I've got a song here. This was my dad's favorite, and since it was Father's Day this past Sunday, I thought I'd play my dad's favorite Fred Eaglesmith song. And I thought, well, we recorded a version of this, did a little Tuesday Live trio a version of it a few weeks back for the my buddy Dave's Faves show. So we're going to close out the show tonight with that. And thank you so much again for tuning in. Pop by the after party, which happens right after the show on Zoom. The link's in the email. And if you don't get the email, sign up on tuesdaylive.ca. We'd love to have you as part of our Tuesday Live community. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Be safe out there. Maybe I'll see you Saturday. Maybe I'll see you at the after party. Or maybe I'll see you next Tuesday. Good night, all.
He's got a heart made of yellow barley straw, all wrapped up in calico patches and plum chuck full of love. He looks out over the fields, every year's losses, every year's yields, every year's dreams, 100 bushels to an acre. But tomorrow, you know, the bank is gonna come and take it all away. He got a letter in the mail, it was only yesterday. So he just goes on believing that you can't sow a crop if the ground ain't even. So he tills the soil, he drills the seed till dawn. His heart is made of yellow barley straw, barley straw. There's a little white note on the gate by the road that man put up yesterday. And when we saw it, we all ran out just to see what it had to say. And when we read it, our eyes filled with tears and they fell to the cold hard clay. Something about a mortgage, something about foreclosure, something about failure to pay. Oh, and on the post by the general store, they put up a little sign. An auction sale, day after tomorrow at the end of the Lincoln line. 30 years of farming, 30 years of heartache, 30 years a day to day. Oh, my daddy stopped talking. The day the farm's auction, there was nothing left to say. Oh, my mama's tears flowed freely down as she walked amongst the flowers in the yard. And every number the auctioneer called was like a blow to her precious heart. And every number the auctioneer called, it meant another thing was sold that day. Till everything was auctioned, we stood there watching as they loaded it and drove it away. Oh, and on the post by the general store, they put up a little sign. An auction sale, day after tomorrow at the end of the Lincoln line. 30 years of farming, 30 years of heartache, 30 years a day to day. Oh, my daddy stopped talking. Day the farm's auction, there was nothing left to say. And we woke this morning, there was nothing for us to do. Nothing in the granary, no hay in the mound. no cattle, no tractor, no tools. So we loaded up the car, took clothes that we wore, and a few things we managed to save. Mama read from the book, we took one last look, and then we drove away. Oh, and on the post by the general store, they put up a little sign, an auction sale day after tomorrow at the end of the Lincoln line. 30 years of farming, 30 years of heartache, 30 years a day today. Oh, my daddy stopped talking. The day the farm was auction, there was nothing left to say. Oh, my daddy stopped talking. The day the farm was auction, there was nothing left to say.